Alright, let's try this one more time. Make sure my microphone is not muted. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's try this again. Greetings, travelers. It's me, APG, here with a live tutorial. How to build a landing pad roof in No Man's Sky. So I hope you got the action pants on and charged up, ready to go. And I hope whatever time of day it is for you and whatever it is you're doing, well, I hope it's going good. Alrighty, I was watching one of Beeble's live streams the other day, and right when I showed up, PewDiePie had asked a question on how to build a landing pad roof. And I had done a few of these in the past, and there's a couple of different ways you can do them. So it really depends on, you know, what you're trying to get accomplished. But here's a basic way to get you started and to start thinking about how to go about doing that. So it's really going to depend on the style that you're looking to do. Okay. So you're going to want to start with a central floor panel. And from that central floor panel, all the way around, we are going to extend right, well, man, it's been a horrible day for me. I've had a really weird day. My mic wasn't working the first run here. But the funny thing is I can't do a recorded tutorial. I get too crazy with it and the editing, and it takes too long, so it's just easier for me to do these live. Alright, so once you have your square here, okay, or your cross rather, can you hear me this time, Will? Once you have your cross here, okay, what you're going to do, and it's 2 panels per side, you're then just going to kind of create the border of this. Alright, awesome, Will, thank you. Once you have the border, you're going to kind of basically delete everything again, leaving your 4 corners intact. So you should have something that looks roughly like this. Once you have that, I mean, I suppose someone could have followed that tutorial without me talking through it, but now I'm like trying to scramble to delete the old one before it shows up. Ah, there it is, good. Oh wait, maybe not. Let me see, I'm managing my videos here. Alright, once you have this cross, it's a good idea now to figure out if you want 1 floor, 2 floor, whatever, however many floors you're going to go up. We're going to go up 2 floors just because it's easier to see what's going on. So you're going to go up 2 wall heights, and you're going to bring in your floor panel. You're going to drop in a round room, because with the round room, your base teleport module, excuse me, which is what you're going to be adjacency, which you're going to be using to adjacency over to the landing pad. We're going to put that in just so we can see where everything lines up here. Okay, once you have that, what you're going to do is you're going to, just to see your spacing and just so you can kind of understand what we're doing here, I'm going to bring these up here. So what you're going to see is a gap between the corner of the landing pad and your wall. We don't want that. We want this to be flush against this portion here. So in order to do that, we need to move the floor panel in this direction and in this direction. And in order to do that, it's really easy. What you do is you take your triangle, make sure that the point is facing forward from the outside of the corner. You're then going to adjacency over to your floor panel, replace that floor panel, do the same on the other corner, outside in, and now you should be flush on the corner. So now you are completely flush. You can actually see how the wall is phasing through here on the edge, right? And then you just repeat the process all the way around. Now, due to the fact that you are adjusting fractionally, there's going to be a minor issue when closing this off. You can go in a half step if you want, which makes it a little easier to close off. I like the challenge of closing off the other portion. That's just me. You could go half step instead of that quarter step. So again, just to kind of repeat the process to get this in your brain, you want to go on the outside. See, we're pushing that in each way. So that way, and then that way. All right. Adjacency over, delete, add, remove, triangle, adjacency, delete, add, remove. Then do you whatever you want to do, your window, your wall, whatever. And again, and it's really easy to know what side you're doing. You kind of see, you know, where you need to be here. But that's why I also like to add that landing pad in first, just so you can see the gap that you're dealing with. And then in, add, remove, adjacency, remove the inner one, add, remove, and good to go. Hey, Bobby McGee, how you doing? And just so you folks know, as soon as I'm done with this quick tutorial, I'm going to do some more Subnautica streaming in about an hour after this. And we are probably going to do a little exploration in Subnautica, and we're also going to start building my first normal mode base, my freedom mode base. Alright, again, adjacency. But I wanted to get this tutorial out there for PewDiePie, who had asked Beeblebum at the end of his stream, and Beeble had recommended that I do something because I used to make these before. Alright, so here comes the issue. Alright, we've now gone in only a quarter instead of the half. I mean, yes, it's nice and flush here and looks really nice. Gives us a nice little awning here. But because of our adjustments, we're going to now need to remove this. Leave your central one there. You can remove that now too. Okay, and you should have something like this. But now if we go out from the center, we're going to see that we're going to be offset. Right? See how that is just now on the corner, which is going to leave us a weird little gap. Now, I personally like to try to figure out how to, you know, do these crazy things and figure out, you know, what would I have to do to close that up and make it look good. Well, there are two ways you could go about it. Now, obviously, a half wall isn't going to work, right? And an adjacency will. But Unfortunately, that gives us another weird little oddity here. Now, there are ways to fill this. There's a number of different ways you can go about filling it. That is up to you. Or, as I stated earlier, you could go in a half step that looks dumb. You could go in a half step and it would give you a better gap. This, gives you a weird gap. Now, going in a half step, you're not going to be flush on the corner, you're going to be interior a little bit. And that's more what I used to do. And to demonstrate that, we can build it on one side here. So we will start by our center panel. Okay, so now the whole idea is you're just trying to bring the floor panel underneath, an interior of this. So now what you would do is remove these, and you're trying to bring it in a half step. So you could go two ways. You could just go, an adjacency from your frontage, which is now going to bring us in a half step that way. And then we do an adjacency from the frontage on this side like we did with the triangles. And now we're here. Okay, now again, you're going to be left with, a bit more of a little less space interior. And I'm just using frontage for demonstration. So now you're left with more of a ridge, and now you can close it off completely in a normal way. Okay, now you're fine on your, and you only have to do one side at that point, because then you could run around and at this point you could remove, you just got to do one side and then carry it around. Like so. And now you're able to go completely around in a normal fashion, not with any weird size gap that, there's no normal part to snap in and fit, where then you have to kind of create, a cool kind of gap filler or doorway or whatever you want to do. Oh God, I love how much these are green staining in comparison to Subnautica. And this, I wish Subnautica would do something about the terrain, red staining terrain stuff. I know it's not No Man's Sky. Nothing's No Man's Sky. All right, and that's pretty much it. So that gives you kind of two versions to work with. And then what's neat, about this afterwards, say you wanted to do a decking around it. You run your deck around. And say you want to do, oh, I don't know. And you know, you can pull this in further, you know. It's just, you're just trying to not have that gap on the corners. And then just for an aesthetic fun, I don't know if this is going to work on 2 floors. I used to do this with single floor. You want to scale this up like so. Oh yeah, perfect. You know, nice little aesthetic bit here. You can do it, you know, right here instead. You get I think you have a little less red state on this portion. Yeah, you can kind of come in here and, you know, use this on the on this portion of it, you know, and have, you know, a cool little entranceway sort of deal. Okay. Also looks like a support. And that's basically it. The landing pad itself, you know, is approximately from the center 2 floor panels out. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple, easy thing to do. Doesn't take much effort at all. Looks really great. Oh, hey, we're there. Okay. Call our ship in. And there you have it. 1 landing pad rooftop. Easy, easy, lemon squeezy. Whoa, hey. Nice and easy, nice and simple, not super difficult. It's just, you know, some adjacency stuff. A lot of things that, you know, are nice, easy, basic, beginner, you know, glitch techniques. The adjacency is one of the first ones we all learn. And then aesthetics from this point on are truly up to you. It is that simple. And then, you know, obviously you're going to have some gap here. No big deal. You can take care of that any way you see fit. You can run around and, you know, just simply go around in adjacency on all the missing floor bits. And that leaves you a neat looking floor pattern, which I always love. And there you have it, 1 landing pad roof. Thing you got to remember though, if your ship's on it, it's going to be a little noisy. And there's no sound insulation in the game yet. So, all right. Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that I see a cool new build done with this. We're just going to complete our structure here, just so we don't look like we're half-assing it. And you know me, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to turn it into something. I can't just let it be sloppy and weird. All right, there you go. And then once more, we're going to throw in our window bits. All right, I'm going to show you another cool little bit. This is always a nice little addition just to kind of break things up a little bit. We're going to put a second floor on here, kind of a walkway sort of bit. And then night tracer. Yeah, I decided to come up for air, though I'm going to go back underwater tonight. We're going to start building the Subnautica base. All right, we see this here, and now just for a little aesthetic change, and there's a reason I put the floor up there. Without the floor, you can't get the second one of these to snap. It requires the floor to be there. No glitching involved with that. It's just a natural phase through. But it gives you a nice little aesthetic change. You know, makes it look really neat. And obviously you can do this with any material, wood, concrete, or metal. And you can put these in any way you want. You can, there's, you know, a ton of different things you can do here. Now, if you don't want a full, okay, now if you want your entrance to be centered, then what you're going to need to do is get a little bit crazier. But thankfully it's just another question of an adjacency. Now we want a floor panel to be in the center of these two, right? Well, that's going to be a little difficult to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to start here. Well, let's start here. And now you can do a central doorway, and then you can do one of two things here. You can do an adjacency, which keeps you with your glass, or you can just put in a half wall. But that allows you to have glass continuously if you so choose. It also allows you to put in a neat other window section, breaking up the, you know, that you can, you know, again, it's your imagination, your aesthetic preferences. But now we have a central walk-in, still retaining the cool floor, and still having an aesthetic match. Okay, let's remove this for now. Okay. And there it is. And heck, you know, I'd even leave, you know, you could do this any way you want, but you could have a cool, you know, you could have a cool second floor. You know, if you want to keep it open, obviously you can. And there you have it. You know, and however you want to do the aesthetics, that's your call. You know, this is just, you know, some little hints on, you know, ways to kind of go about changing things up. And it looks neat. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to get this out there, and I gotta remember to remove the one where my microphone wasn't working. Because, well, you can still get an idea from it because you're just watching what I'm doing, but sometimes it helps if somebody's actually, talking along with it to, to help you go, wait a minute, did I miss something? What'd I do, There you go. And we'll have even a little bit of, I'll turn this into something. I'll make this into a structure of sorts. Why not? It's here. Granted, I'd rather do a round structure. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to put a square structure in a round terrain. I'm going to go against the grain, man. No circle. I'm going to go square this time. Any other questions while I got you guys here? Now, I got to be honest, I missed the No Man's Sky building in comparison to Subnautica's, but I'm also just, I really hope No Man's Sky does some form of build upgrade for us, or builder's upgrade, some new parts. I really, really would like to see some new parts to give me some newer inspiration. And the nice thing about the metal wall is that little bump out. Yeah, see, that won't work. That will. Now, you could, because we're dealing with a half wall kind of deal, right? You could leave that in there. What the hell am I looking for? Short wall, half wall. Oh, floor actually. And still do your adjacency here. Alright, which would give you this kind of glass corner effect, which is kind of neat. And still kind of keeping a consistency with, the rest of the look. But again, that's aesthetics. That's your call. You do you. Oreos, Deavante's in chat. How you doing, Day? So, any other questions while you got me? Anything that I've done in the past or something that you're interested in maybe checking out? Just because I want to see if it gets any quieter in here. That's better. And there you have it. One landing pad, a rooftop. Two different versions. There you go. And you could go a step further, I suppose, and there's a number of possibilities. They're really, it's No Man's Sky. It's a great building game and exploration and everything else. But I love the No Man's Sky building mechanic. I wish No Man's Sky and Subnautica would get together and make a building mechanic baby together. That was just awesome. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Nobody seems to have any questions. If you missed it, this is a nice short one. So I want to thank PewDiePie for making me remember how I did these by asking Beeble, and I want to thank Beeble for recommending that I make this real quick so that people could check it out. Kenneth, I'm going to be streaming Subnautica in about 45 minutes. I just wanted to throw this up real quick, so hopefully that PewDiePie could, you know, and anybody else obviously, but PewDiePie was the one who asked about this, so I wanted to make this real quick and show that. So I'll be back in about 45 minutes with a little bit of Subnautica building. You can watch me get super frustrated and question why it's not like No Man's Sky every minute or two. And then every minute and a half go, but there's some really nice stuff about Subnautica that I do like. So, what am I getting for dinner? Does that count as a question? It certainly does, and I think tonight you want... Oh, you don't want to cook. You're not in the mood to cook. You want to order a grinder and some onion rings. Or is that what I want? All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out and checking out this quick little live tutorial. Again, I do my tutorials live. They're just easier for me this way, and it's a little more fun getting to chat with everybody. And I suck at editing, so it's just easier for me to fumble around and do it live. So until next time, this has been me, APG, wishing all of you travelers a little love, peace, and starship grease. Get those action pants on, get them charged up, get out there and start building some crazy fun stuff. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in about 45 minutes for some building in Subnautica. Sorry, No Man's Sky, I don't mean to say another game during your game. I love you, I do. I'm not cheating on you, I'm just hanging out with another game. Alright, guys, we'll see you in about 45 minutes for some Subnautica building. And a little bit of exploring because Dave Avanti just saved my butt and found me a video how to find a way to get the story moving a little bit further. So, again, thank you very much, folks. We'll see you in about 45 for some Subnautica building. Take care, all.